68% of drivers say they pick their gas station based on price. Most of them believe they are making the smart choice. Last month, a guy brought me his Silverado, 74,000 miles, running rough, losing power. He thought the engine was done. Turns out he had been chasing that 20-cent discount for 3 years straight. Did the math once. Figured he saved around $400 total. His repair bill came to $2,600. He did everything right, and his engine still paid the price. What I'm about to show you is why that happens and how most drivers never see it coming. The common belief. Now, before you think this is another scare video telling you to only buy premium from fancy stations, let me be clear. The idea that all gas is basically the same is not stupid. It actually makes sense. You pull up to a Shell. You pull up to a no-name station across the street. The pumps look the same. The octane ratings are the same. The price is only a few cents apart. So why would the fuel be any different? And honestly, for decades, it was not. Gas was gas. You could fill up anywhere and your engine did not care. Your dad probably told you that. Maybe your mechanic said it too, 20 years ago. And back then, they were right. But something changed. It happened so quietly that most people never got the memo. The fuel itself is not the problem. What happens to it after it leaves the refinery is. The missing detail. Here's the part they never explain at the pump. All gasoline in America starts in the same place, refineries. From there, it flows into shared pipelines. Shell, Chevron, Exxon, the cheap place by the highway, same pipe, same terminals. At that point, it is identical. But here is where things split. When fuel gets loaded onto a truck for delivery, each company adds its own blend of detergents and additives. That last step is what separates one brand from another. Think of it like tap water. Same source, but one company filters it and adds minerals. Another bottles it straight. Both legal, both safe. Not the same product. Gasoline works the same way. The base fuel meets federal minimums everywhere. But the additives, the stuff that keeps your engine clean, varies wildly. Some companies add 2 or 3 times more cleaning agents than required. Others do the bare minimum. Both pumps look identical. But one is protecting your engine and the other is slowly letting it choke. You would never know the difference just by filling up. Your car runs fine either way, at least for now. What happens inside the engine? So, what happens when those detergents are missing? Your fuel injectors spray gasoline in a fine mist thousands of times per minute. When detergent levels are low, tiny residues cling to the injector tips, layer after layer. So thin, you would need a microscope to see it at first. Over months, those layers stack. The mist becomes uneven. Combustion gets sloppy. Now move to your intake valves. On modern direct injection engines, fuel never washes over those valves like it used to. Carbon deposits just sit there baking onto the metal every time the engine heats up. This does not happen overnight. It happens over 15,000 miles, 30,000. 50. So slowly that your brain adjusts to how the car drives. One day you get into a rental or borrow a friend's vehicle and suddenly yours feels sluggish, tired, like it aged 10 years when you were not paying attention. That is not your imagination. That is what years of fuel that technically passed every legal requirement, but did nothing to protect your engine actually looks like. This is why a quality fuel system cleaner can actually help if buildup has already started. Not the $2 bottle at the register, the professional grade stuff with real detergent concentration. I will leave a link in the description to the one I use in my shop. Why drivers do not notice the damage. Here is why this problem hides so well. Modern engines are smart, scary smart. Sensors monitor airflow, oxygen content, fuel trim, knock detection. When something runs out of spec, the computer adjusts on the fly. More fuel here, less timing there. Small corrections you never feel. So your engine compensates for the buildup. It masks the damage with software. You keep driving thinking everything is fine because the check engine light never comes on. But those corrections have limits, and they come with costs you do not see on any dashboard. Fuel economy drops a mile per gallon. Then, 2, you blame gas prices or the AC. Cold starts get rougher, but it is winter, so that makes sense. Idle gets lumpy, but the car still drives, so you ignore it. These are not random quirks. They are symptoms. Your engine is telling you something is wrong in a language most drivers do not recognize. And by the time the check engine light finally shows up, you are not dealing with a small cleaning job. You are looking at intake work, injector replacement, carbon blasting, the kind of bill that makes people trade their car in. Here is the part that should bother you. Your car could be doing this right now and you would have no idea. A basic scan tool can show you fuel trim numbers and misfires long before a check engine light ever appears. There is a link in the description if you want to check one out. Where cheap gas hurts the most. Not every driver faces the same risk. How you drive matters just as much as where you fill up. Short trips are brutal on engines running lower quality fuel. Start the car, drive 5 minutes, shut it off. The engine never fully heats up. Moisture stays inside. Carbon does not burn off. fuel residues linger. Do that 5 times a week for a few years and you are fast-tracking every problem I just described. Stop and go traffic makes it worse. Constant acceleration and braking keeps injectors working overtime without the sustained heat that helps clean them. City drivers put more stress on their fuel systems in 30,000 miles than highway drivers do in 60. Direct injection engines are the most vulnerable. If your car was built after 2012 and you are running cheap fuel with minimal detergents, you are basically guaranteeing carbon buildup. Not if, when. The drivers who should worry most are the ones who think they are being easy on their cars. Short commutes, grocery runs, weekend errands. That driving style plus low-quality fuel is the perfect recipe for slow invisible damage, where cheap gas matters less. Now, here is where I have to be fair because this is not black and white. If you drive long highway miles regularly, cheap gas is less of a threat. Sustained high speeds keep your engine at operating temperature longer. That heat helps burn off deposits naturally. Older port injection engines are also more forgiving. Before direct injection became standard, fuel sprayed over the intake valves on every cycle. That constant washing kept carbon from building up. If you are driving something from 2008 or earlier, you have a built-in cleaning system that modern cars lost. Trucks and SUVs that tow or haul heavy loads benefit from running hot. The engine works harder, burns hotter, and cleans itself better than a sedan sitting in traffic. So if you are putting 50,000 highway miles a year on an older truck, the 20-cent discount probably is not hurting you. But most people do not drive like that. Most people are doing exactly the kind of driving that makes cheap fuel dangerous. Cost reality check. Let us do the math. Say you fill up once a week, 15-gallon tank, 20 cents saved per gallon. That is $3 a week, around $150 a year. Over 5 years, about $780 total. Now look at the other side. One professional fuel system cleaning runs $150 to $300. Intake valve blasting is $800 to $1,500. Injector replacement, $600 to $1,200. One moderate repair wipes out 5 years of savings. One major repair puts you $1,000 in the hole, and you cannot feel the damage happening. So you keep saving that 20 cents thinking you are winning while the bill quietly grows in the background. This is not about being scared of cheap gas. It is about understanding that savings at the pump can become expenses under the hood. Practical, balanced advice. So what should you actually do? I am not going to tell you to only buy premium from one brand for the rest of your life. That is not realistic. Here is what works. If you normally fill up at budget stations, mix in a tank from a top-tier certified station every third or fourth fill-up. Top tier is a certification backed by automakers requiring higher detergent levels. Most major brands qualify. It is not about loyalty. It is about balance. If you drive mostly short trips, that balance matters more. Consider top-tier fuel more often, or running a quality fuel system cleaner every 5,000 miles. Not the cheap stuff at the checkout counter, the professional-grade bottles that actually work. Pay attention to your car. Rougher idle, slower acceleration, worse mileage. These are early warnings. Catch them early, and a $50 bottle of cleaner solves the problem. Ignore them, and you're looking at a repair bill that makes you sick. Small adjustments now save you from big surprises later. If you are already noticing symptoms, a good cleaner and a simple code reader can tell you where you stand before you spend a dime at a shop. Both are linked below. Bigger pattern. Here is the thing. Cheap gas is not a unique problem. It is part of a pattern. We make small decisions every day that feel like savings but quietly create future costs. Budget oil that breaks down faster. Discount brake pads that wear out in half the time and damage your rotors. Each one passes the basic test of the car still runs fine today, but those choices stack up, and eventually they come due all at once. Your car is not a single purchase, it is a relationship. How you treat it over time determines what it costs you in the long run. So let us bring it back to where we started. That 20 cents a gallon feels like a win every time you fill up. You see the price, you do the quick math. You drive away thinking you made a smart decision, and maybe you did. If you drive long highway miles on an older engine, that savings might genuinely cost you nothing. But if you are like most drivers, short trips, city traffic, a modern direct injection engine, that 20 cents is not a discount. It is a deferred payment. You are borrowing from your future self and hoping the bill never comes. Sometimes it does not. Sometimes you sell the car before the damage adds up, but sometimes you are the guy in my shop staring at a $2,000 estimate, wondering how your well-maintained car fell apart at 70,000 miles. The fuel did not break anything overnight. It just never protected anything either. And after years of that, your engine finally ran out of room to compensate. 20 cents a gallon. Just make sure you understand what you are actually paying for.